Hi guys, welcome back to another live. This time I am at home, but I wanted to show you guys some new products that I got, some beauty products, and do a fall look. I'm getting super antsy for fall. It's consistently super warm here, so I'm really getting ready for fall. So I wanted to do some fun things, some fun new makeup looks that I thought would be exciting and maybe a little bit different to do to give you guys some inspiration, rather than just kind of doing the same old. I get very complacent doing the same thing all the time, so I'm really looking forward to doing some different things. So let's get all prepared here with all of the products. The first thing I'm going to be doing is priming my face. I'm going to use the Smashbox Primer Water. I just like to spritz this all over my face. Sometimes a little too much. It goes a long way sometimes. But I just like to fan it off because I don't want to put new product on my face if this isn't dry yet and risk the possibility of it getting like clumpy or like murky or something. So I just let it dry, but this will allow me to have a good base that's primed so that things can go on and stay, instead of, for me, sometimes I've always had an issue with like powder or something kind of coming off. So using a primer or a primer water is going to be helpful to keep that makeup on for a long length of time. The next thing that I like to use in my little toolbox, just kidding, it's really my makeup bag. This is a little tiny bottle. I'm just going to get a little more comfortable for y'all. I feel like I'm hunching. But I got this from one of my monthly Ipsy makeup bags, either last month or the month before. I have a bigger bottle of this, but this is just the Benefit Professional. You can use this as an eyeshadow primer. I ended up having to do that on my wedding day because I could not get the Urban Decay Primer Potion to set well enough, that I was having an issue. So my cousin Lindsay did my makeup. Well, she did the majority of it. I'm super picky with my brows, so I did some of my makeup. But she suggested using that, so when I know that I have a look that I really want to stay, sometimes I'll use the Professional, and that will help my makeup last longer and stay longer. But I just put these in the prime areas where I know that my pores are a little bit bigger, and that I know that I have some texture. I've always had texture around my nose. It's really annoying. I need to go get a facial. And then between my forehead and then around my eyes and my chin. So basically the T-zone. It's always where I've had like oil and things like that. So I like to use a primer in those spots, or the Professional Pore Minimizer, Pore Eraser, whatever you want to say. I think they have a dupe of this at the drugstore, but I don't remember. I want to say it might be the Pore Eraser. I don't remember 100%, but I think I did use that once before. A new thing, if you guys have not done so, your local Marshalls and TJ Maxx's, because Home Goods does not carry all of the fun stuff, they only carry home stuff, has started getting name brand makeup products for super, super cheap. So this is something that I just started using because I picked this up. It is the Kat Von D Color Correcting Eyeshadow Primer, and this, I don't know what shade this is. It's in the shade Medium. But it is like this little marker, and you roll it up so that it comes up, but it's like this yellow tan shade. You put it onto your eyelid, and I like to do one at a time because this dries like very fast, but it just gives you a good base. You just spread it around, but it locks in the color that you're going to be putting onto your eyes. And it helps just create a nice even base. For me, if I'm really tired, I'll wake up with like veins on my eyes. Like, if you can see the difference, you may not be able to see the difference. I'll turn this down some. Oh, I have low battery. How lovely. Let me go get my phone charger. hold that thought. Okay, we'll just improvise here. Yes, my room is a mess. My husband and I were in Knoxville last weekend. And cleaning has not been the top priority since we both work a lot. This is like rigged up here too. Okay, we're in business now. Good. So, this is a great primer base for your eyelid if you know you're going to be doing something that is really bold. So this will just go on. I like to use my ring finger. I mean, it's so nice to show off my diamond. No. I like to use it because there's more padding on this finger and it seems to be more gentle. So even when I like pick my contacts out, I'll like put it on that finger, or if you're going to do like a primer or even like under eye concealer or serums or creams, this finger is your lifesaver to not have like any wrinkles, and it makes things like smooth. You really should be patting. This is not the creamiest texture, which I don't know if that's what Kat Von D was going for, but you kind of have to like drag it on your eye. So I like to use this, and then I'll also do the Urban Decay Primer Potion over it, just so that it kind of blends together and I'm not doing something super harsh to my eyes by having to like drag product across them. Like, we're trying to avoid crow's feet. I'm only 23, so like let's not do that. Also, that was dark. Okay, then if I'm feeling fancy, I like to use the Becca Backlight Primer on my face if I want to go for something like super glowy. Oh, that's nice. My phone's letting me know it's time for bed. This happens to me every day. But I like to use this if I want to look super glowy, but sometimes if I don't feel like it, or I want to go for more matte look, if I like used a lot of like super moisturizing like lotions and products the night before, I usually don't want to look like overly dewy, so sometimes I don't use this. But because I'm going to be using a new foundation, I am going to use a little bit. You only need like a half a pump and you get like that much. And I just like to put it on the prime areas on my face, where like the sun would almost hit. That's kind of going to bring the glow from within. Like, it doesn't need to be everywhere on the face. I mean, you can do it everywhere on the face, but I like to do it from the middle so that it's like the glow is coming out from within. So, just spread it around. It's very creamy. If you use a creamy foundation, you can mix it together with that to just kind of mix it in instead of having to do like as many steps. But it doesn't bother me to really do this on its own. Then I know like exactly where stuff is going, which is nice. Okay, so now that I have that, usually I would use just a concealer. That's usually what I do in the summertime to avoid getting like major cake face. So I usually will do that. I got this at TJ Maxx. I am so thrilled. It is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Foundation in the shade Porcelain, because your girl is so pale from working inside. But you open it and it looks like someone maybe swatched this. That's gross. Okay, so we're just going to wipe it off. As you can tell, it basically matches my skin. But I am going to do a stripe down the middle, on the edge, down the nose. I'll just do a couple. First impression, kind of dry. I feel like I'm getting ready to like go in the jungle or something. But I do like the convenience of something being so small. That is nice. I promise my Wine Wednesday videos are coming. I just have not made it a priority to edit those. Usually I would go run to the sink to dampen this, but I really don't want to get up a second time, so I'm just going to use my primer water on this and try to get it pretty damp as I can get it. And then I'm just going to pat this into my face. So that way I have even coverage all the way around. And I really like to press the product into my face so that I know that it's being evenly distributed and I don't have a chunk that's like super like layered on and caked on than another area. You can really go in whatever direction you want to on your face. For me, it just depends on the day. Sometimes I might do like one side and then go to the other. Sometimes I'll start at the top and go down, and then sometimes I'll start with my eyes and then kind of go out from there. It really just depends how I feel in the morning, or if I'm like, oh, my dark circles are so terrible, I'll start with that first. But that is pretty much it. This seems to be blending out pretty well, which is good. I don't really have any complaints in there. I would be interested to see what this is like with water, but it's okay. I like that it doesn't feel too thick and cakey on my skin. That is a nice. And it seems like there's a decent amount of coverage, but it's not too heavy, which is good. I don't usually like it to be too heavy, especially being outside in this summer. I don't want it to be too heavy. Sorry, y'all. Just get rid of that. Okay. And then we'll put this back on. Yay. Nope. Okay, so now what we'll be doing is using I usually flip back and forth between two different ones. It really just depends. If I want to go for a more glowy look, I'll use the Dream Lumi concealer. And since I already have foundation on, I just want to go in the key points, so under my eyes to brighten them, under my nose, because sometimes it gets red there, it's like a hormone thing, and then just in the middle of my forehead and down the middle of my nose, just really add some brightness to my face. And then I'm going to take a damp beauty blender again and push that into the skin. Now, if you didn't have concealer, or if you didn't have an eye primer, you can use your concealer to go under the eye and then around the eye. You really want to focus on doing different motions so that it doesn't get like creased and cakey. We'll do the same thing, just going all in different directions to really confuse the product and how it's sinking into the skin. And my under eye seems to crease very quickly, so I try to hurry up with my concealer, or I'll do my eyes last, to really try to get that product to not sit and be crazy. I don't know. Oh, it's right here. So usually I would use the Ulta brand setting powder trio that I got on sale at Ulta. It has the banana shade. Man, my light died. It has the banana shade, it has a sparkly shade, and then it also has this white shade. But I recently picked up this Anastasia contour kit for light to medium skin tones, also from TJ Maxx. I want to say this roughly runs like $35, $45, and it's $18.99. Well, I got it for $18.99 at TJ Maxx, but you open it up and there are 6 shades. So I'm just going to take a tapered brush from Real Techniques and I will go for this banana shade and just put it underneath my eye. That way I can lock the product in. It still looks bright, but it's not overdoing it since I did use that Becca highlighting, backlighting highlighter prior to putting on the foundation stick. So that way it's not like too much at once. But that just helps keep me from being like super, super creased. And then I'll put some here. And there we go. Face is set. Next, I'm going to go ahead and contour. I do like to use this contour shade here, or I'll use the Too Faced contour or the Hoola bronzer. It really just depends on what I feel like doing, but I'm going to use this one just for consistency's sake. And contour. Really trying to hit those spots. And then I'll go up into my hairline, just kind of tapping that in. I don't want it to be too much, but I want it to be enough to where there still is that glow that if I leave it, if I were to leave my hair up instead of bringing it down, it's not going to be like a really big change. And then I'll do sides of my jawline and down my neck to blend it, but that way gives us a little bit of structure. And then I'll take a tiny bit of product and put it down the sides of my nose to make my nose look a little bit more thin. So I'll just do that. Double check to see if I want to add any more contour, and since this is a fall look, I will add a little bit more just because I really want it to be like bold and like smoldery, because my thought process of how I want this look to go, we definitely need a little bit more color, but you can do whatever you want. Then if I feel like doing blush, I will, but for right now I'm going to start working with the eyes, and then kind of how that turns out, then we'll go and possibly work on some cheek. So what I'm going to be using for the majority of my eye look is the Anastasia Subculture palette. I also picked this up at TJ Maxx for like $35.99, I think. So that also was a deal for me, and it was untouched, so it was gorgeous. But what I'm going to be doing is starting with a base, so that way I have something for this all to work with. I am just going to take this big Morphe M510 brush and use this nude shade here that is called Dawn. I'm just going to pick some of that up and sweep it all across my eye so that I have a good base to start with. And I will do the same for the other eye. I feel like I'm very much a symmetrical person. I would rather go back and forth with each eye instead of doing like one whole eye and then the other eye. So I just like to make sure that everything is matched, but I'm using this Dawn shade to go all across my eye to give us a good base. And then next I'm going to be taking a little bit more of a tapered blending brush. This is the Morphe M330, and I'm going to be using this orange shade, Roxy. And I'm gonna put that in my crease to just start adding a little bit of dimension, really blend it out in circular and windshield wiper motions to just make sure there's no harsh lines so that there's a nice smooth transition in between colors. If you guys wanted to know, this is like really how long it takes me to get ready for the morning. So I have to make sure I have plenty of time if I really want to get this detailed with my makeup right before work at my corporate job. So once I have that blended in, I'm actually going to move you guys a little bit closer so that you can see what all I'm going to be doing. So we're just going to move. Oops, with the lighting some. Maybe a little. Okay. So really blending that in on both sides to just get a nice color. Sometimes I feel like too, I'll try to plan if there's something that I want to highlight, whether that's my eyes, my lips, cheeks, maybe contour. Usually it's either my eyes or my lips though. Those are usually what I focus things around. If I can't decide for something, I'll kind of play with one thing to help me decide with the other. So I do know that I want to use this new lip product. This is also Anastasia. This is the matte lipstick in the shade Dusty Mauve, which is so fitting because my husband's name is Dusty. But this is super, super cute packaging. It's this really pretty mauve color. So it just looks like this. Open it up, just like the foundation stick, and it is this gorgeous color. As you can tell, I'll go ahead and swatch it for you. It is just this beautiful purple shade. So I'm going to put that on now so that I have a little bit of an idea of where I want to go next. I have a good base with my eyes, but I don't know if I want to lead towards something that's going to be more neutral or lead it with a little bit more like red and cranberry. So sometimes a matte lip can be intimidating, especially when it's a little bit darker. But that is what makes this so fun. And with darker colors, you really just want to make sure that you get it. Exactly where you want it so you don't end up with a mess like this. Sorry, that can really take some focus and some practice. But now that I see what this looks like, this will really help me decide where I want to go next with my eye. That way too, I know it looks a lot more gray with like red undertones in my mirror. But looking here on camera, it looks a lot more purple, like a purple sweater I have. Slightly disappointed, but it looks okay in the mirror. So we're just gonna roll with it. What I want to do next is incorporate a little bit more of that Roxy shade, that orange shade that I was showing you. Put that more in the crease. I'm really just gonna look like Halloween today, it's fine. Really making sure I'm blending that out so that it doesn't become too harsh. We are 26 minutes in with no one watching. It's currently 9:04 my time. I had a late dinner. I had lots of errands to run this afternoon after work. So I ended up eating dinner late. I watched an episode of a show, and now I'm doing this. But after you put that Roxy orange shade in the crease, you want to make sure you're blending it all out so there's no harsh lines. And then what I'm going to be doing is going in with this gray taupe shade Mercury. I'm going to use that but not go as high like I did in the past. So really trying to stay low to create that depth in my eye. No, it doesn't really look like a lot. But with it being darker, you can slowly add and build. That way you're not doing too much and then you have like some absolutely wild look that looks like you have a big bruise. You don't want that. So just nice and low. And then we're going to go to the other eye and come back to blend. And then back to the other side to blend as well. So this is slowly starting to come together. I really just want to focus on blending it out so that there's no harsh lines. And I don't want my eyes to be too overpowering. This lip is very, very bold for me. So I don't want to do something that's going to be too much with my eyes. So I really want to make sure that I continue to blend things out. And as I add more colors, then it doesn't become too much. And then making sure that I'm not having any fallout either. So now what I'm going to do is use the brush that came with the palette, this double-sided Anastasia brush. I'm going to use the fluffy side with this new wave color. Bring that up into the crease. It's like a mustard yellow. But I'm going to add that here to just help tie things together. Not let it be too much. That way it really kind of shows the difference between colors, so that it's not, that the dark isn't like overpowering the light and coming up too high. This just helps neutralize things and kind of tone anything that's dark back down. So now that I have that there, I'm also still going to be using the fluffy side and go in with this brown shade Fudge. I'm going to take that on the fluffy side, only a tiny bit of product, tap off the excess, and then that is going to stick into the outer corner as I come down and really blend that as well. Really focus on staying low with this one because it can kind of build and overpower more quickly than you would think. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. And this is definitely a little bit more bold than the other side, but that's okay. So really just blending that in, kind of going back and forth until you really achieve that blended look that you're going for. And if you want it to be darker, you can definitely make it darker. I don't want to be too ambitious with this, only because I've got a lot going on here, so I don't want to do too much with my eyes. But you can continue to add more. I think if I would have done a nude lip, I would probably incorporate this cranberry shade called All Star and add that, but I'm happy with where we're at right now as far as the top lid or the lid itself. Just really making sure it's nice and blended, and I'm good with that. I do want to go ahead and add some sparkle. So I will be using this gold color in the shade Adorn. Taking the flat side of the brush, I'm just going to press gently. And then as I get to my lid, we're just going to stick to the inside, not going too high. I'm only going towards the middle of the eye, that way it's not too much. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Really getting that bronze shade. Can add some to the inner corner a little bit. And then, so I don't have any harsh lines, I'm going to go back to this first color that we used, this taupe shade, in the color Dawn. Again, taking the fluffy brush, I'm just going to blend here. Same thing. And then go back to this darker color, Fudge, and make sure that is blended together with it so that it's not too much. And then just blend it all out together to really get the full effect. Now you could leave it at this and either add lashes or mascara. For me, with this being so much going on up here, I have to balance out down here or it looks crazy to me. So I'm going to be using the Morphe. I think it's their flat definer brush in M432. It's like this. So I will be taking this Dawn shade here. I'm just gonna very slightly tap into that, tap off the excess, and go very close to my lower lash line. Really just trying to add a little bit of dimension down here to balance out the boldness that we have going on up top. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So that we can balance ourselves out. And then, if you're feeling brave, I will go in with the orange shade Roxy again, just to add a little bit more to balance everything out. This is going to be here. Thank you, Pamela. I appreciate it. This is definitely something very bold for me. Again, like I said earlier in this video, these lips look more purple on camera, but in my mirror, it looks more gray. So this is definitely like a lot for me. But after you've added the Roxy shade, then you're gonna go back in with Fudge to balance everything out and just add just a tiny bit of the product. And this will really add that bold depth to the eye. And now I would only go to where your iris is in the middle, so that way your eyes are still very big and doe-eyed. If you go all the way in, your eyes might start to look a little small and squinty. I want to go for the doe-eyed look, but if you want to go for the squinty look, by all means, you go right ahead. But we're just going to do the same thing on this side. Pam, these compliments, they are so nice. Thank you. So we're just gonna go here, really making sure that's blended. So after you have these lines, you want to make sure that they're blended out. So instead of it being just like a strong, harsh line, they're blended. That way it's not too much going on. And you can add liner to this look or fake lashes, whatever you want to do. I'm going to actually add just a little bit of inner corner highlight with the Cube shade, which is like this frosty white. I don't want to do too much to like throw off the balance of this look, but I'm going to just put this here in the middle, and then we'll go back. And you can highlight your brow bone if you'd like to. So that is where we're at with the eyeshadow. Next, I'm going to move into my brows. They're a little scary. I apologize. We're just going to roll with it. They're just really long. Like way too long. But I like to follow the line underneath to enhance that and then fill in the sparse areas so that my entire brow is full instead of being kind of choppy, in my opinion. So I'll fill in from the bottom up, and then I'm going to accentuate the line at the top so that it is a fine line across. Yes, Anna, I will totally do a shoe collection video for sure. That is definitely on my list. But I just like to accentuate the arch here. And then as you can tell, so this is where I've used the brow pencil, and then over here on the outer edge is where I have not used the brow pencil. So I like to make it even, but not too strong, especially with me having to have my roots redone right now. My brow pencil matches the roots of my hair, but not the blonde at the ends. So in order for me to have a good balance and something not look too strong, I'm just going to lightly add this here. Yes, Anna, I will do it now for fun. For sure. I'm going to do a mini shoe collection haul for you guys. Just let me finish my brows, because we're looking a little uneven right now. I recently did clean out my closet a couple weeks ago and did not realize how many shoes I have, so you guys are definitely in for quite a treat. I also do have shoes downstairs. I'm upstairs in our master bedroom right now. And I have like my everyday shoes downstairs, but no one wants to see those. Those are my work shoes. Those are not fun. All of my fun shoes are up here. So Just fill this in. Okay. There we go. Stay put, and I'll be back with the shoes. Mixing it up a little bit. Anna, for me, I kind of have the availability to wear either shoe. Depending on what I'm wearing for the day, I usually will do either wedges or flats. I don't really like to do a lot of heels unless we have a corporate meeting where our CEO or someone from corporate is going to be coming. Then I will do heels for that to be just more put together and professional. But I am going to grab some shoes for you guys, and I will be back in just a second. Okay, to just make this easiest for everyone, we're just going to take you into the closet because there's a lot of shoes. So, these here are the ones that are not in the cubby or in their boxes. They are just on the floor when you walk right into my closet. So, I'm going to flip the camera for you. These are a few of my regular ones. I apologize, the lighting is absolutely terrible right now. We only have one light on in our closet. We really need to get them fixed. But this first pair of shoes are these cute little booties. I like to wear these to work with either denim if we're having like a casual day at work, or if I have any of my like skinny legged pants, I'll wear these. They have a little bit of a heel at the bottom. These are actually from Target. They should still be available. They're super cute though and very comfortable. These little gems are Jessica Simpson's. These I got at Marshall's. They are very fun in the winter, and I really love either dressing them up or dressing them down. I'm going to switch angles so that y'all can see with more light. So I like to do these sometimes. I don't really wear these to work. I usually will wear these like out on date night or hanging out with my girls. These are fun Jessica Simpson heels that I like to wear to church or brunch or things like that. So these would be something, if I wore my white pants, Anna, I would wear these for a meeting with the CEO. Or I would wear, if I want to go for something comfortable, I'm going to wear my Sam Edelman leopard flats. These are super, super comfortable. I absolutely love them. If we are feeling ambitious, we will pull out the power heels, as you call them. So, not really power heels. These were my wedding shoes, but I do love wearing these on special occasions. These are to die for and worth every penny. They're Antonio Milani's. Every time I wear them, I always get compliments. They're just so gorgeous. They're actually comfortable, even though it has a little bit of a heel, but I love wearing them. Another pair that I really love wearing are my J. Renee's. These are super fun and businessy. Let me give you some more space. Ooh. So with the J. Renee's, that's the box, and then if you open it, they are these cute little pointed, almost Valentino knockoffs, if you will, with the studs and the two-tone colors. But I love these. The heel is not too high. These look really cute with skinny pants. Like I'll wear my skinny black pants and like a white blazer or something. So those. Then I have these shoes that I wore for my boudoir shoot. These cute little Gianni beanie pumps. They have a little feather in the front. These are also very comfortable. Gianni beanie makes a good shoe and a good sole that it does not hurt to walk in. So I really like those. And then I have these new Gianni beanies also that I have not worn yet. I got these at a shoe sale from Dillard's, but I'm excited to bring these out for fall. They are these gorgeous pumps, little booties with some gold shimmer detailing. I'm excited to wear them. They're very comfortable. I do have some more heels somewhere in the back of my closet. Oh, I do have these as well. These I got from a local boutique. Also another pair of wedge booties, but so cute. And they have the stud detailing on the side. So those are really fun. I do have a basic pair of black patent leather heels. I don't know where those are though. I can't find them. These are new shoes that I just got at a boutique warehouse sale a couple weeks ago. They are super comfortable. This may look intimidating, but they are great. Also, now that I've destroyed my closet with all of my shoes, we're going to get back to the makeup tutorial. Got a little sidetracked, so we're just going to make our way back over to the vanity and finish this makeup look so that you all can see. Okay, now we're back in focus. Just drink some wine. Okay, so now that the eyes are good, I'm just gonna go ahead. If I were wearing this for a nighttime look, I would add a winged cat eye for eyeliner. But if I was just doing a daytime look, then I would just do mascara and call it a day. My contacts have been bothering me, so I don't really feel like wearing mascara right now, but you can definitely add mascara. For the cheeks, I'm gonna take a gander at my e.l.f. blush palette. You can get this at Walmart, Target. Now there's a few different shades here. For this, I would either do maybe this color or this color. I get a little hesitant with blushes when I do something that's like super bold, only because I don't want it to clash and I don't want it to be like overpowering and you lose the sight of everything else that's going on. So I'm very particular with what I pick to put on my face. I will probably just do the brown shade here, this one, just so that it's not too much. And I'll just take the same brush that I used to put my bronzer on. I'm just gonna very lightly, these suckers are pigmented for this brand, so I'm just gonna very lightly press in, tap off a whole lot because we do not want it to be too much, and then just put it on the apples of my cheeks. Just to give myself a little bit of color. Now you could kind of combine the two together, which wouldn't be a bad idea. We'll see what that looks like. Just a little color. And then if you want to, you can do some highlighter. I've really been into highlighter. I am a sucker for the Becca highlighters. Those seem to be my absolute favorite. But you can use whatever highlighter you want. If you don't have highlighter, you can use a shimmery eyeshadow depending on the formula. Sometimes that will work just as well, so you don't have to buy some. There are some good drugstore highlighters. Before I got into Becca, I was using the Too Faced Candlelight highlighter, which that one's good. It's just a little bit more shimmery instead of glowy in my opinion. But you can use whichever highlighter you want. I like to use the Morphe, if I can find it. It's a tapered blending brush from Morphe. It really does a good job of lightly putting on the product and not overdoing it. So let me just find that for y'all so that you know what I'm talking about. Here we go. Buried at the bottom. So this is the Morphe M501. I think for a long time Jaclyn Hill used to use this for her highlighting, so it just feels so fancy. But you'll just tap in here for the product and then go above where the blush is so you really get that highlighting sheen of glow. Go to the other side. And then I like to go down the bridge of my nose on my forehead so that I really look like I'm glowing from within. A tiny bit on my chin. If I've noticed for me, if I do too much on my chin, I look sweaty. So I just have to do like a tiny little bit, and then my Cupid's bow. That way you really see all of the glow. Now, like I said, you can add lashes, you can add mascara, you could add a winged liner if you wanted to. I'm just going to stop here because my eyes have been really bothering me with my contacts. But you can add or subtract whatever you want with this look. This is just something that I wanted to do to be inspirational for fall. Now, obviously, if I were to wear something like this, I'm definitely going to have my hair probably down. But you can always kind of play with it. I did get these really fun, where are they? Fun little, here they are, bobby pins from Ulta. They have little stones on them. They're so cute. And then this one has like a little gem on the center of it. But that can be fun to kind of play up your look for your hair. Usually I'll do something where I'm like half pulled back, so half up, half down, or a braid, or if I had more time, I would like curl my hair or something. But this is a fun look to do for the fall. So I like to twist it so I keep the body that's there. And then I'll open up the bobby pin and push it into my hair. Hopefully I did not just ruin my nails that I've spent forever getting done today. And usually that will kind of keep it pushed up, like so. So you can obviously do whatever you want for this look. Sometimes kind of mixing it up. This would be something like super retro, but that's kind of fun. I like that. Just really kind of mix it up. But I'm just gonna go ahead and clip this. I also got these from Ulta a few weeks ago. This is the Hair Boutique Bead Landing. They are two little tortoise shell patterned clips that are circular, and then it has a little clip at the end, so they just push together on this brad thing that's here. So I'll just put it on the back, make sure that all of the hair that I need is in here, and then clip it shut. This is the first time I'm using these two, so we will see how that works. But it's in. So that is this look that I have for fall. There will be plenty of other looks coming, so just stay tuned for that. I have more content coming for my Etsy shop, and then some more things planned for my blog as well, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.